Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018 Career Mode episode number 46. Vervecki, third place here in the Tour of Croatia, halfway through it, 3 stages to go. 159 kilometers for this one. Sprint stage, but there's a bit of a climb just before the end, so there's a decent chance that the group will have shrunk down a bit, and some of the sprinters may not be there at the end on this one. We're going to go ahead and skip forward towards the end of the stage, so we've got some time to get through a decent amount of content in this one. 27 kilometers left to go, coming up on a sprint point right now. 5 riders in the breakaway, just over a minute ahead, attacking that sprint point, so they just had a temporary split there. Vervecki, Van Ginneken, Marini still all right there in the points competition. A good chance to move ahead today if we're capable of taking a stage win anyway. Let's see, the pace of 80 is no longer enough, and we're beginning that final climb of the day. First now at just over 2% gradient, but you can see it is going to get pretty steep here in just a little bit, and as we're still chasing the breakaway, the pace here could be pretty hot. We'll level off for a little bit here before climbing once again. Little bit of damage already done to the field, and I certainly expect some more as we go under the 20-kilometer banner, but let's speed things up for right now. Van Rensburg in the break and attacking their lead down to 50 seconds. Okay, here comes the steepest section. We'll see how this one goes. All right, as we come around this bend, go 87 here. 8%. This is going to do a lot of damage, but we are near the front, so I can afford to slide backwards somewhat through this section.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start
go down to 85, just to help them get there. Okay, we're past the steepest section, but we're still going uphill right now. Boy, that car's parked right on the edge of the cliff. That's a dangerous spot to be parking. Alright, looks like we're going over the top here, and then we're going to start our descent. And this will help us recover a little bit before going into the flat. Now, I need to form up here at the base. We're down to 8 kilometers already, so this is not going to be a normal sprint train by any means. Alright, now, Vervecki, race leader, he's going to go to the back. Marini is our sprinter, but Bax is in really good form today, so he'll be the lead out guy. And then we've got Bol is doing a bit better than Van Ginneken right now, so we're going to follow Bol and then Van Ginneken. I don't think I need to have, let's see, well, that's 3 sprinters, 8 kilometers, and they're not going to last long, so actually, yes, we'll follow, actually, you know what, no, let's follow Van Ginneken. We'll get Osorio to follow Vervecki at the back of the train, and Van Hemelen, I think Van Hemelen can just kind of chill out. Maybe we'll have you follow here just so you don't get left behind, but we'll go 95 just for a moment while everybody forms up.
The escapees have surrendered. The pack gave them no chance.
All right, 6K to go. And it's Bull's turn. You can see there's already a lot of fatigue throughout, so we're very much not fresh for this one. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey. Oh, come on. Marini, I did not have... Why is Marini already... 3.5 kilometers, and we're already struggling, huh? 97. Okay. Now we can use these guys. Okay, here goes Marini, but he does not have long to go, so Gessner, Namvetti, they went too early, but so did Marini.
Well, nobody can dispute that win. It was very well deserved.
Merlier takes the win. Might be Merlier, French region, I would imagine. Gibbons second, Cantor third. Nick Roche down in 11th. DeMarquis 13th. De Gent, Brandel. No splits. Well, there were some, but not very many riders. We didn't have enough left in the tank, and that was something I was worried a little bit about on this stage. Was that climb definitely did some damage. I mean, we're only talking about 7 kilometers to the end, and we were just too tired for even a 7-kilometer approach. And the moment we tried to attack, they just instantly ran out within a few hundred meters, really. I couldn't get 4 riders across 7 kilometers. And we didn't even attack at full 99s for the most part. But Vervecchi's still in third. Merlier, though, into the lead on the points jersey. Two stages left to go in the Tour of Croatia. Meanwhile, we've got the Tour of the Gila going on back in the U.S. as well. And that one's going to be a time trial here. We've got an outward loop and then the return. Back the same way we came. Oliveira, Hansen, and Svetkov are the top 3 favorites, but there is Conchi and Veldeman, both among the top competitors for this one. This will be the halfway point, stage 3 of 5. Veldeman currently in second place with Conchi in third. So looking pretty good for potential good result on this one. Sorbel also in the top 10 right now in 5th place. So I think we'll let the first handful of riders get the race done, and then we'll definitely sit through the final 3, if not a little bit more than that. We ride on board with George Simpson. He's on a nice condition, +1, but a +3 to his time trialing. It's my 4th rider to get out there and go, and they've all done decently so far. Not good time trialists, any of them, so they are down the order a bit, but Wachtendorf in the top 20, Garrison still in the top 25. And I think I found that riding at a 75 burns enough energy to get you through this. You can see that he is just about out of energy, but the last quarter is all downhill. as we get Swirble going here, and Simpson will cross the line in just a moment. Let's ride with him as he comes. You can see that it's all coasting downhill to the finish. The last about 30 meters, they accelerate. So 5th place for George Simpson there, just 39 seconds down, and that seems to be the right pace. But a 75 is enough to get the job done pretty effectively. I think Kanji might be able to actually push a little bit harder. So he's a decent time trialist. I think Veldeman also. Zeros on his condition. Kanchi's -2, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe we will need to go 75. Swirble just a 62 on his time trial as those 3 go. All in the top 5 entering this stage. Right now it's Alexander Cohen who leads overall. Gage Hecht is 2nd. Boris Fali 3rd. Simpson there, equal on 4th on time. Sitting 5th overall though. No checkpoint, so it's a little bit hard to tell how everyone's going to actually do until they get to the finish line. Simpson dropping a spot. Christian Bazin, Bravo now coming in. These guys are just outside of the top 10s, so these times should come down a bit as more and more riders actually push. Ivo Oliveira, who was favorite for the stage, actually only level on time. 0 seconds, but marked in 2nd. So 2nd place overall at the moment. Favorite for the stage win. Conchi and Veldeman were both among the favorites, but neither one on a positive race day condition. Could make that difficult, but if they're up there at all. Farantakis probably on the back end, somewhere around 10th or 11th on start time. So, quick look at the profile and kind of what we're facing here. The wind has actually calmed down a little bit. It was 31 kilometers an hour when this started, so it settled some. But you look at the direction that it's going. So you start the first quarter, it's crosswind. Second quarter, it's a headwind. Third quarter, where we're at right now, it's a tailwind, and that's the one time where you can gain an advantage from the wind. But then the last quarter, it's a crosswind again. So pretty difficult course in terms of the wind, but the wind has settled down a little bit, so it's not quite as bad. Swerble is over the top on his descent. He's got a little bit left. We can start pushing him towards 99 so he can attack those corners as hard as he can. Conchi just about over the top now. As soon as he settles into his tuck, we can go 99 as well. And there we go. Swerble heading to the line. No energy left. Veldeman, same thing. I'm finding that it's only a couple second difference having any energy left at the end. But of course, the attacks along the way are better when you're able to attack. It's just these last 10 meters or so where they sit up. See, right there. 26. Ooh. Svetkov goes top. But Swerble, not a good time trialist. We'll see. It's Conchi and Veldeman who have the potential for a good time. Svetkov just put in a really good time, so we're going to need to match something similar to that 8th for Conchi. Veldeman, we'll see how Veldeman does. We definitely need them in the top 10. '19th. Ouch. Here comes Boswell. Boswell hopefully back on time a bit. 7th, 30 seconds down. So we will not catch Boswell here in this time trial. They did pretty well. Svetkov with the fastest time. That could move them up the order a little bit. Cohen 2nd, Oliveira 3rd, Huffman, Farantakis, Hecht, Boswell. And I don't actually end up with anybody in the top 10. So we're just outside of the top 10, just a few seconds down. So Boswell still leading the race overall. Svetkov now in 2nd. Conchi is 3rd and Veldeman 4th. So we hang on to 3rd and 4th. Swerble drops to 7th after the time trial. I don't have any good time trialists, but we were there or thereabouts. We still have a podium spot at this point. But Svetkov putting themselves into that competition. with a stage win today. Let's go ahead and glance at the results and see a little more closely how we're looking. So Svetkov, again, 34.03 was his time. Conchi was 36 seconds down, equal on 9th. Simpson was 46 seconds down. Veldeman in 20th, a minute 14. So Boswell still leading, but Svetkov moves up a couple spots. Conchi still leading the under 25s. Veldeman is second. Swerble is fourth in that competition. So we're still doing a really good job there, and we are still leading the team competition. So 2 stages remaining in both of these races now as we move forward into the next day. Looks like Simpson and Bax now both on fitness peaks. Vervecchi just on the edge of the top 10, but sitting 3rd overall. That's pretty steep. This one steeper than the final part. If we can still be in it, that would be pretty good. Osorio. Okay, so I got 2 guys up here. 173 kilometers for this stage. We'll jump in before the final double climb there. Stage 5 here in the Tour of Croatia. We've got a Category 3 climbing up. It's really steep, but it's only 2 kilometers. Well, actually, it's not that steep. Average gradient, 8.7%. But that's 600 meters of climbing in a very short distance. So definitely uphill. Some of my group actually has been left behind. The previous lengthy Category 2 climb that we went up and over split the field a bit. There's 100 riders left in the peloton, and Van Ginniken and Marini were in those who were left behind on that one.
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
We have just over 30 kilometers left to go. It's going to flatten out for a little while before we go up through those final climbs, but that's going to be at least 15 kilometers worth of climbing on that final stretch, and that's going to do a lot of damage to my team. You can see that Van Hemelen and Bol are both struggling here, as well as Bax, but Bax does make it over the top, just sliding backwards for him.
Oh, the list of those left behind goes on rising.
77 riders left, but the breakaway has 14 riders who are 3.5 minutes ahead. They may not be caught on this final climb, depending on how things go there. But you can see just how tough life is for Marini and Van Ginniken as they go over the top with their group pretty well shattered at this point.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
Alright, so Van Hemelen and Bol, they're not going to last terribly long on this climb. Bax is definitely going to have to step it up. And maybe we should push I cannot talk. Push this up to an 86. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. Alright, 77 riders in the peloton and chasing 14. And I'm not sure if they're going to catch those 14, but here we go. The first part of the climb is 6.7% average gradient over 7.8 kilometers for just under 1,000 meters worth of climbing, 940 to be exact. And you can see the middle section is going to do the most damage. This corner, once we turn this, we're going to hit, there we go, this steepest area. And there is the break off in the distance now, under 3 minutes ahead. Depending on the pace, we could catch up to them. But Bol and Van Hemelen, their day is just about done. Bax will then be put in charge of, let's see, Osorio is 18th, so it's going to be Vervecchi. So Back's going to take over duties here on Vervecchi. There we go, and these two, set them both to auto. They're out the back. 65 riders left. One rider left in the break as 13 are falling behind. 52 now in the peloton as we're just about past the steepest section here. Yeah, there we go.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages
Gonna
above
start
10%.
easing up now. Bax is done. It is Vervecchi who is in third overall, so I need to protect him, even though Osorio is a little bit stronger today than Vervecchi. Remnants of the break are now being caught in bunches. We're going to have some recovery over the top here with 12K left to go. I'll definitely have both guys for that final climb. Just 36 riders left in the peloton. That's including some of the breakaway riders that we have caught. And we should have a little bit of recovery. Yeah, there we go. A little bit. I need to set Bax to auto. There we go. He's getting to the top just now. Still riders going out the back already. Alright, so 7.8 kilometers to go. It is Osorio on protection duties as we start the final climb. Final climb is not as steep. It's 7.8 kilometers again, but only 4% average gradient. It's 1,000 meters worth of ascent, but it's spread out a bit more here. You can see just how quickly we're kind of getting through that. So Osorio now using his gel and getting us up there. Looks like that break may not be caught. Still a minute 45 down. There's Williams, the race leader. 79. Oof. This is more hilly though. Comes an attack from Alessandro Di Marchi, who is down in 11th. De Gent, Bouchard. I wonder if I should send Osorio, who's 342 down. Vervecchi should make it to the top.
And they keep on attacking. Anyone that's low on gas definitely won't be able to.
Okay, so there's 4 riders off the front. Osorio in that group. 2.5K and ooh, they're caught. Okay. Well, that's okay. That negates their attack, and meanwhile Vervecchi has a chance to do something himself potentially here. 1.5K to go, and it's relatively flat from here. Small group heading for it. Osorio does get dropped though and loses some time here. Okay, so breakaway takes the top there. De Gent takes 8th. Cummings, Breedler, Wallace. There's Williams, Roche. Vervecchi is there. Those guys should all be on the same time. Di Marchi there. Osorio will lose some time, finishing 25th. But Vervecchi, those guys should ultimately all be on the same time. Back's a little bit further down and on his own with 1 kilometer to go. Finishes 78th. Here's Van Hemlen in 97th. There's Bull coming in 109. Here's Marini and Van Gitteken. And I'll spread it out towards the end. There we go. 125, 126 for them. So breakaway winning the day, taking the time bonuses. We'll see. Everybody else should, I believe, be on the same time. I don't think anyone got away from the group. Alright, that's the remnants of the break. We got 44 seconds down to Reese and, yes, for Vecchi. The other one on the lower time is Osorio, who comes in a bit later. So Vervecchi stays in third place. Reese stays in second behind Stephen Williams. Again, they're in fifth. Osorio does drop a bit to 18th, but that's okay. We were focused on Vervecchi anyway. Good. Things are going well. Again, this is all kind of new territory for this team, as we've been purely a sprint team in the past. So Tour of the Gila, stage 4 of 5, just a 71.8 kilometer sprint stage, though it does undulate, and the pace will clearly be hot with the profile of the stage and the shortness of the stage. So this is going to be a constant attack. Veldeman among the favorites in this one. Conchi, a little surprised that they've got these guys when they're not sprinters, but okay. Three riders in the top 10. We're going to be definitely looking to keep that, as well as trying to get what we can out of the sprint. Tour of the Gila, stage 4 of 5. It's just a looping track within this town. However, this looping track is a lot of undulation, a lot of up and down. As you can see, we go down this street, we go up this street. This street's kind of steep to go up. Go around this bend, and then we're going up again, and then we're going down. So block by block, the profile changes. And so much change, and such a short stage, the attacking rate has been pretty heavy. We are down to 15 kilometers now, though. Small breakaway. It's been changing constantly as they've had a really hard time establishing, but there are currently 4 riders away, a minute and a half. One of them has already been dropped off, though, so those guys don't stand much of a chance. 14 kilometers, I think it's about time that I form up, as actually the pace had decreased here recently. So we'll get everyone set and ready to go. Now, Guyard is our best sprinter, so he'll handle those duties. Veldeman is who he will follow, and Veldeman is in 4th overall, so that'll help get Veldeman to the end, and maybe, just maybe, be a part of it. Wachtendorf is the next best. Now, are there any other guys that I want to protect, like Conchi? We'll put Conchi at the back. Swirbel's in 7th. And so Swirbel will be that next guy so that he doesn't get dropped, and I'll make sure he saves a little bit of energy. Garrison, a better sprinter, however. Completely out. Simpson, I'm going to try to protect his profile a little bit, so we'll put Garrison first. Garrison, I don't care if we lose him. He's already at the front, so we'll start with maybe a 94, 83.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Okay, so 12 kilometers. Sure we are formed up. Not quite. Not. Oh, come on. Who's supposed to be? Oh, Veldeman. Okay. Slow down. Slow down. They're off the front. Veldeman's still stuck. Can't get through. Now the thing is, do I want those 4 to keep going? No. They're already being caught. Everybody else is going to reel them back in. Veldeman wasting a little bit of energy trying to get back on here. There we go. All of a sudden, now we're down to 7 kilometers. Six kilometers and 22 riders in the peloton, so we are seeing a split. This is ideal.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
Simpson try to grab onto the back here. Catch a ride. 3.4. Okay, 3 kilometers, so we'll go ahead and use everybody else's gel that's left. There is these uphill sections, so I actually do need some of these riders still. Wachtendorf, give us his lead out. Veldeman for the win. Gouillard second. Tannerput third. Wachtendorf takes fourth. Conchi takes fifth. Simpson seventh. Garrison eighth. Small group at the finish line, so we're going to gain some time over some other riders. Swerble 15th. Little glitch there, but fantastic result. And those guys will definitely be back almost a minute behind that second group. Third group may end up on the same time. Small gap there. But that was a great result for us. Great result. A 1-2 and a 4-5. So yeah, 1-2-4-5 and 7-8. And then a gap. So how does that look overall? Boswell, Svetkov still there, but Conchi is third. Veldeman in fourth, picks up the time bonus with the win. Swerble in sixth. Simpson is 11th. Sprint point Veldeman now leading that competition, so he's got that jersey. And Conchi has the under-25s jersey, so looking good with 1 to go. Both tours now, just 1 stage left to go. We'll get a profile for Croatia. Stage 6 coming up here in just a moment. And it's a sprint stage, 155 kilometers. It'll flatten out towards the end when the speed really picks up, so it should be a pure sprint stage. Which means our top overall of for Vecchi in third place should remain true for him. Yeah, so we should be able to keep Vervecchi in third, and then we'll compete in the sprints however we can. Marini do what he can there. "18 kilometers left, final stage, Tour of Croatia." The difficult part of the stage is behind us. You can see there was a lot of climbing to do early on in this stage, and establishing the break was a real challenge. What we ended up with was a lot of the field just barely hanging on, including quite a few of my riders. But we did get through it. Breakaway did get established. It was initially 3 riders, but those 3, because of the difficulty, only 2 ended up hanging on, and their lead is down to 30 seconds now as we approach the end. It's already 13 kilometers to go, so I better get my train all set up here for the final stage. Now, Vervecchi is 3rd overall, so he'll follow Marini, our main sprinter. But then from there, it's going to depend a little bit on how everybody's doing today. So Van Ginniken, 72-74, Bax, 73-76, and look at that, 75-74 for Cease Bull. So let's go ahead and follow Bull and then Bax. And then Van Ginniken. Osorio in 18th. Let's go ahead and put you on the back. We can leave you out of it. And then Van Hemelen will set us up here initially. And we'll push him up. The 95. 96. Just hopefully these guys can get through. Back off a little bit until the team actually gets up there. Come on, Bull.
Only 10 kilometers left.
$9K to go.
The riders are closing on the last 8 kilometers of the stage, which will most likely end up in a mass sprint. The pack has just reeled in the escape.
7.7K Van Ginniken leading us out now. We're getting into our speed here, so we should be able to get some separation from much of the chase group.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
$4K. $3K. Would use the gel of those that are left. Backs. Job done. Last lead out guy, Cease Bull, already on the go. We'll have Marini ready, and actually we'll do a select all on this one when it's time. And there we go.
It's going to be very fast.
The sprint is on. Here goes Marini. Marini in it. He's certainly in it. He's looking at a top 3, but I don't think he's going to get there first. Cantor does. Fourth. I thought he was going to get through third. So tight there. 6 riders, all within a half a bike length. Tight race there at the finish. Marini, we timed that just about right. As you can see, just a little bit left in the tank. Vervecchi, Osorio coming in right where they should. We were definitely not the top sprinter here. By any means. Marini was in the middle of the favorites, and all those favorites really, really neck and neck in that one. That was tight racing. It's nice to see that in this game, because you don't always get to see that. We don't come out on top, but that's okay. 4th place. We got our stage win earlier, stage 1, I believe. And we took 3rd overall, so really good race at the end of the day. Still got 1 stage left to go on the Tour of Gila. We'll get to that soon. Let's take a quick look at the results. Final standings for this one. And, not sure where the 4th is on that, but I think there might have been one guy at the bottom of the screen not showing up. And actually was the winner or 2nd place right here at the edge. We were seeing these guys in that replay. So Vervecchi hangs on for 3rd overall. Osorio 18th. Marini loses out on the sprint jersey. I suppose no surprise he wasn't leading it entering today. Declare takes the mountain climbers. Williams takes the under 25. Osorio finishes 7th there, and we take 9th as a team. So really good result considering we're this far down overall. Trek, Sunweb, Auto Sudal, BMC all the way down to 13th, Dimension Data 14th, Astana 15th, so it was a good result. Happy with that one. Sponsor confidence now going up, up, up after that. But we'll take a look at that at the end here. We'll look back at sponsor confidence and the standings on the year. Here we go. Stage 5. It's a hill stage, and I don't necessarily see this being a tiny group. I think, well, I don't know, Category 1, Category 2. Conchi, Swerble. Wow, nice. Swerble's up there on this one for some reason. Simpson. Okay. 161 kilometers. Did a bunch of guys drop out or something? I don't know why I suddenly have some favorites. Riders to keep an eye on. Surprised. Definitely a few climbs to navigate. We might jump in halfway through the stage, depending on how things are going at that point, or we'll certainly come in before this Category 1 climb. 45 kilometers left to go. We are at the base of the Category 1 penultimate climb. We're in the steepest section already right now. We got one more big climb after this. The finish line, though, is uphill as well. Peloton's down to 97 riders. I still have my full team here, but that's about to change as Wachtendorf has gone out the back. Guyard is on his way out the back. And Garrison starting to head out the back as well. So I've got 4 riders left at the front. Need to redo my orders for these guys. Let's see. Simpson is going to go ahead and protect Veldeman, while it is Swerble who should be protecting Conchi, our 3rd and 4th place riders. Swerble in 6th, Simpson in 11th. So those guys have had a pretty good race themselves as well. Peloton's down to 36 riders already. 7 riders that we're giving chase to, and you can see we're just about to make contact with them. First one has been reeled in. The other 6 still just a little bit ahead. Not much happening on this climb for my 4 remaining guys, though. Garrison, I thought I set you to auto. There you go. 21 riders here. So Peloton pretty small. Those 6 behind, they could grab back on. They're not that far back. And those 6 riders still left off the front, and actually their gap has grown a little bit, so they are pulling away some. Simpson, Swerble recovering somewhat. Conchi and Veldeman definitely recovering here before the final climb. We're going to speed up to ×4 on this one until we get to the base of the climb if we can. There's attacks from somewhere. Yeah, the main group. Guys trying to get away while they can. Okay, most of the climbing here is the first half, and then it's going to level off a bit. 8.7 kilometers. The first 4 is where we've got some intensity. 2,000 meters worth, 5.1% average gradient, and we do nearly 2,000 meters in that first 4 kilometers. So this is a very steep section. Over 9% now, 10% our gradient right now. But our guys are doing just fine with it. I'd like to get all 4 to that final climb, have a little sprint train, and try to attack it. Go ×2 here as things are going to start to level off a bit. We're going to grab all of the riders here. There we go. Breakaway group has been reeled in, and we're through the most difficult section. So looks like we've got no action for the time being. 30 riders here in the peloton. Some out the back. That pace is settled down now that there's no breakaway group to chase. I'm not worried about these points. Let these guys attack it. It's fine. Okay, one more climb here. Let's see, even at an 88, the pace is now getting hotter. Comes an attack.
None of the favorites is giving an inch.
Not too worried about him staying away. Okay, 7 kilometers to go. Let's slow this down. We're going to go 99s for these guys and set up a sprint. Veldeman is the sprinter of this bunch. Yeah, 71.70 plus the uphill capabilities, plus the race day condition. Swerble is the next best, but it's Conchi who's going to lead him out because of the standings. Okay, 6K to go. Not 99s, because we're going to have to attack, but let's push this out to a 94. Let's reel that guy back in here. 5 kilometers.
5 kilometers left.
4.5. Okay, now you can attack. Three kilometers. Don't do too much damage to these guys. Why don't you go 97? There we go. 2 kilometers. Swerble attacking now.
And the final sprint is
Come on. Conchi. Alderman, what have I done? Let's make sure we're in the final standings here. Small group finish. There you go.
Great stuff.
Jensen, Huffman, Christensen,
Their sprinter brings home the bacon.
Villalobos Hernandez, Svetkov, Boswell. So no change in those overall standings. Simpson, Swerble, though, they're both hurting a little bit here.
We're waiting for the back
Gonna lose a little
who appear to
time.
be fairly numerous in this difficult race.
Didn't quite attack that properly. 20th, 21st for them. Garrison has 1.8 to go. Garrison trying to attack there. Does get to the finish line at about the right time. Okay, these guys starting to jockey for position. It's the end of the race. Come on. Go for it, Wachtendorf. Go for it. Beat this group. There you go. Couillard. Same. Sprint. Go beat your group. Beat your group. It's something, right? Wachtendorf takes 70th. Garrison took 35th. Couillard comes across line in 85th. Both races now in the books. See the final standings here. We'll see the seasonal standings, and then we'll call it an episode. Alright, so Kachi hangs on for a podium place. Veldeman just off the podium in 4th. Swerble takes 8th. And George Simpson takes 12th in this race. It's good results for us. Really good results. Veldeman 2nd in the sprint. Level on points with Svetkov. Dang it. But the countback, Svetkov had the tiebreaker. Conchi does take the under 25s. And we do take the team competition in that one, so that's a good result there. That sponsor confidence is nice and high. Let's actually move forward one day to see what happens with that, as you always get that secondary reevaluation the following day. I don't know why the game does that the way it does, but it does. There we go. New day. It's a new day. And there you go. Sponsor confidence stays nice and high on this one. Liège, Bastogne Liège. Gianni Mascan takes the win over Tim Wellens and Mikhail Kwiatkowski. A 1-3 for Team Sky. Prize money for Tour of Croatia, 14,900. Nice payday on that one. Prize money for Tour of Gila, almost 6,000 there as well. So nice paydays. Nice paydays on that one. Stage win for the Tour of Croatia was a success. So that helped our results nice and high on that one. And noteworthy results, Tour of Croatia, a top 3. So that's good. That adds to our seasonal totals on that one. And finally, the standings as they are right now. Individually, Tom Dumoulin on well ahead in the World Tour. Marini is 3rd in the Continental rankings. Vervecchi jumps 41 places to 15th now. And in the Super Prestige, it's Tom Dumoulin over Simon Yates. And we've got nobody in the top 50, that's okay. But as a team, it's Sunweb leading the way. And we lead the Continental rankings by a comfortable margin. And we are 18th in the Super Prestige on 1,234 points. Or 123 points in the Game of Decathlon competition. I'm finally above 100 for the first time in this series, as we came up just shy of that last season. So we already have outscored last season, and it's the 23rd of April, and we absolutely dominated Continental last year. Well, not absolutely, but we dominated Continental last year, and we're dominating Continental Pro this year for the most part. Not a lot of wins this season, but we keep getting podium after podium, competitive constantly against a lot of World Tour teams in most of the races that we're in. And we are the highest in the Super Prestige of all the Continental Pro teams right now by over 200 points, 250 points over Cofidis. So we're having a good year, but what's that going to result in sponsor-wise? I mean, we're looking at least a $12,000 budget increase, but we're probably going to be on to a different sponsor next year. Because the increases are so marginal with this team, and we're nearly at max of what they're willing to give. So hopefully somebody will come along with a better offer that'll give us some higher earning potential going forward. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.